Okay, we got another round one, Plaxcaster, who I'm not aware of, but they're a fine player, against Kosvid, who I do know, I've seen about in tournaments occasionally, and on ladder. Got Plaxcaster on liner with a Silverguard Squire, which is a little bit interesting. Maybe it's some sort of swarm, or maybe dislikes it. Skywind's Glaive's got a small buff, so maybe there's a chance that that's on the menu. Iraqi Headhunter for Kosvid. I really like this card. I think it's pretty good to get going early. Obviously, if you play it later, it's potentially a liability if you can't buff it. You know, when your opponent's doing big things, and perhaps a healing mystic, would save you. But I think you play them together, and I quite like it. You sort of snowball your early game a little bit. Plax looks like he's going to spend 5 mana this turn, taking that bottom tile and this middle one, perhaps. Ooh, Lycium Ruler. I think you have to deal with that. You could copy it with the Mirage Master. Copy it with the Mirage Master and then trade in the Iraqi for 3 damage and Sarge for 2. And they have to deal with your Brawler. On the other hand, just equipping the Staff of your gear is pretty decent too. It means the little 1/4 can't attack into you. I think you probably just hold on to the Bone Swarm. Because you've seen the little one for, there's always a chance that they are doing something a bit lower on the curve. I'm trying to, I don't know, do an AoE buff, and like that would also be good on the celerity. Cost it's just, just equipping the staff. I think that's fine. And keeping the Iraqi Headhunter behind him, since could be a Dancing Blades coming out. Wasn't an amazing turn. Like, you'd love to follow that up with a Healing Mystic or something to get your Iraqi sort of growing. But if you don't have it in hand, there's no point wasting the mana, right? Like, you don't just throw out a Bone Swarm just to throw out a Bone Swarm. Ephemeral Shout from Plaxcaster. Pretty decent way to answer this Iraqi. And he actually is going to trade in the Silverguard Squire just to clear off this artifact. And with the Healing Mystic Summon, that means that's safe from a single attack from Sarge. That's pretty nice positioning just to protect the mana tile. So Kosvid's drawn another staff, which you certainly could use. There's a couple of ways you could approach this turn. You could have Sarge and Iraqi kill the Healing Mystic. You could have Sarge kill the Ephemeral Shroud and then equip the staff. I think you probably you could use the Spawn Swarm as well to get a full clear. Yeah, that's the only way to get a full clear, I think. And then afterwards, you probably want to summon the Iraqi, whichever one the other 2 cards you choose to use. going to be Iraqi and Bonsall now. Yeah. And once again, this Iraqi's safely behind side, so it can't be Dancing Blades. The Iraqi that's undiscovered, the important one. Just wondering if Plax had a 6-mana play, because he's sort of had control of. Last turn he had access to 6 mana with the bottom and the top tile, I think, and this turn he's got the top tile. It looks like that's not the case. Ironcliff Guardian's really big, and there's nothing to do with it exactly just yet. Play Snake, I guess, makes sense when you're provoked. You can't use the blaster tool. Yeah, I suppose Mythron Master's the nicest thing you can do. Maybe dispel it so you can get away, and that way you're not hit by a big immolation. In terms of ways Vitruvian has to answer Ironcliff, I think it's just Entropic Decay. Or I guess if you have enough attack already on the board, of course. Iraqi's probably going to help clean that up. If Plax attacks the Ironcliff into the Ironcliff, you can potentially play 2 opening gambits next turn and finish off with Iraqi Headhunter. But otherwise, yeah, what else can you do? A Hexblade or something to get an extra damage out of hand, but yeah, that's not exactly Vitruvian's wheelhouse. It's obviously it's 7 mana, you can dominate Will It, which is pretty big swing. So this is an alright response that Kosvid did actually have. Another Ephemeral Shadow coming out, that's the second one this game. Which could mean this Imara that's in hand actually gets to go off. I think Imara is just one of those cards that's sadly a little too weak. I'd probably, in most situations, prefer to run Archon Spellbinder. It's pretty nice in Rue though. I'm not quite sure why Plax has positioned it down here, but the result is going to be a pretty nice steal for Kosvid. Yeah, I think you can clear off the Ironcliff here, yeah. And you can play Mechanist out for a little bit of tempo and just restore an artifact charge. Make clearing the whole thing a little difficult. And now Plax is in a pretty tough position because there's a lot of, stats on board for Kosvid. A lot of stuff to deal with. I guess Immolation might be a good start. I suppose actually another card that could do it would be Decimate. Oh, that's rather rare to see. Seeing a lot more standard of an Immolation here. That actually brings Kosvid quite low. A bit scary now, I come to think of it. Oh yeah, the Tempesty. 7 HP. I mean, Lionel absolutely can sort of burst 7 HP. I just saw them do 6, but something like a Tiger and an Immo, and you're dead. I think you probably do need to get this Aymara out. I think the Bone Swarm is going to help you clear off the bad guys here. You preserve your artifact charge because you just draw this Aurora's Tears, and having to Silverguard Sky, I think 1 life could matter. You're going to see the Iron Cliff finish the Silverguard Sky along with the Bone Swarm. See Sarge probably back up to, and then try and protect yourself with this big Aymara provoke. So if this goes off, it's a pretty big swing and it could be Kosvid's win. We know Plax is running Dispel. He's already used 2 of them. Something like a Circle of Life could also be a reasonable way to deal with the Aymara. He's got something in plan here. Just thinking about it. Another Dispel. Yeah, that's sort of really rough result you can get when playing Aymara. This house swing would be really big to go off. It's just not going to. I think Regalia here is it keeping him alive? Because this Aurora's Tears is 4 extra damage. Yeah, this is Regalia is keeping him alive at 1 HP. So you just don't go for it. Emerald Rejuvenate is pretty good alternate plan. If you can't kill your opponent, make yourself harder to kill. So I guess you just walk up and clear the 2-2 and heal yourself. And probably hit to start bring them low enough to kill next turn. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was gonna say I would move the Aymara if I wasn't going to attack with it. If I am going to attack with it, I'd rather be protected by the 4/4. It's definitely possible now for Plax to get a lethal with a sort of Tempest and some other stuff. Yeah, you can keep closing in. And when you've got the Yank, you probably want to not be in melee range. I think though this is just gonna be it, because yeah, the provoke's gonna get eaten, and the 3rd wish is enough extra burst to seal the deal. Nice game. Really close.